The ball game back there, what are you doing?
That's why he's got the TV on.
You're all set.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the planning board of Tuesday, June 6th. These meetings are recorded. I'll take a motion for the minutes. Motion by Lena, seconded by Joe. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing not. All in favor, opposed, unanimous. We have a continued site plan review for 111 Cedar Street.
Some of the latest letters are in the packet.
And the clock is on, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, the board, Joseph Antonellis, on behalf of the applicant, with me is the principal, Peter Garrett from Volta Royal, Pat McLaughlin, who is our primary engineer, and Paul Yingling, who is new to your board, to our meetings. Paul has been responsible for the design of the retaining wall, which was one of the reasons why the meeting was continued. So Paul had submitted plans for a review by your staff. I understand that
Joe, hold your thought for 1 second. The middle gentleman, his name again?
The second one, yeah.
Paul Yingling. Yeah.
I got you, I got the, whoever you said second.
Pat McLaughlin. And Pat's been the engineer involved in the project since the beginning. We were continued for two primary reasons. One was the structural plans that were necessary for the wall. We had previously had someone else involved who was not able to complete the project. Paul was nice enough to make us a priority. He got the plans in. I understand that they've been reviewed by your staff and that they are acceptable to your staff.
Yeah, to that point, Joe, I have a letter from Mike. And he says that your revised plan through 5/31 addresses all his original report, and he has no further outstanding issues. The date of this one is June 6th.
So we're here to answer any specific questions that any of the members of the board may have regarding the wall or the other parts of the site plan. Again, I think you were happy with it. We had to make some revisions to the site plan based on requests that were made by the easement holder, who is basically Mass Electric. Those changes have been incorporated within the plan, and again, those that were reviewed as part of the peer review done by Michael and Larry prior. So I think we're ready to go. Again, if the board has any specific questions, hopefully we can give you your answers. I know you have a busy agenda.
Thank you, sir. I'll open it up to the board. Any questions from the board? Hearing not, the pleasure of the board.
I'm just trying to read through, because I noticed the comments from National Grid, and I'm just wondering what the changes were to the plan in order to incorporate this.
Sure, yeah, I can speak to that.
Is there a visual we could see?
Yeah, it's gonna take me a second to get my legs.
Joe can hold it for you.
I will. I'd be more than
Joe,
happy
you wanna be
to.
my,
I'd be more than happy to.
All right,
Right.
so,
These are the ones you emailed me that have the highlighted sections?
Yes, yep.
That's what we need.
so, yeah, just to,
How's it so far?
Joe, you could do a stand-in at Wheel and Fortune if they, you just stay by your phone.
Okay.
Well, Diana called when she retired.
Joe, you just.
I have a tripod in my car that I usually bring in, but I thought Pat would be, as much as we're paying him, I thought he'd be more well prepared.
plenty prepared.
Joe, would you like us to continue this for you?
No.
Okay, then.
So the only changes of note to the layout plan would be, one parking space was removed here, to accommodate a bit more, grade differential back down to existing grade at the base of their tower facility. And we added some bollards, so we were one space over the required parking count to begin with, so now we're matching 25, where 25 is required. And to that same point, we did adjust the grading down in this area, just so, to address one of their concerns was that if they had a service truck that needed to get down to the tower area, that they could level that out if it was going up, someone was going up in a boom and all that. So we were able to match the existing grades there. That was essentially the extent of the revisions that would pertain to the layout plan. They also requested that we go underground with the electric back up to this existing electric that serves the cell towers. That was just due to proximity to their 115 kV line. So we're just running underground electric where previously we had proposed overhead service. And that addresses the changes that were made from the National Grid comments.
Okay.
And the extra fire hydrant was added down the street. to the fire chief.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Any other questions from the board? Pleasure of the board?
I move we approve the plan.
Motion by John to approve the site plan, seconded by Joe. Any further discussion? Here or not, all in favor, opposed, unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you very much, appreciate the
Ladies and
board's.
gentlemen, I know there's a scheduled public hearing at 7:01. I realize that it's 7:05. I'm just waiting to see if the final member shows up. We only have one other agenda item, so if you just indulge us, we'll go to that. If he doesn't show up, we'll go right into the public hearing, okay? Thank you. We have a ZBA variance referral for 6 Bruno Drive. The applicant requests a variance to construct a screened-in porch on the existing deck on the subject property. The property consists of a non-conforming single-family dwelling on a non-conforming lot. The house and deck are non-conforming as to side and rear yard setbacks. The lot is non-conforming as to the lot area. The house was built around 1960. It would appear, however, that a special permit is the appropriate relief rather than the variance that's requested. Nonetheless, I recommend that the planning board forward a favorable to the ZBA. It doesn't stipulate.
Well, they're asking for a variance. I think it should be a special permit. The ZBA will figure it out. They should have figured it out when they applied, but there was nobody to review it, apparently.
Questions from the board?
What the ZBA would tell them to do it as a special permit?
Well, they could. Depends on how the legal department posted it.
No, I gave you my letter.
That's, you know, it's typical. They come in without any review and people apply for the wrong thing. They may get what they ask for, but it may not be the right thing. So I don't know what, there's not much we can do about it, other than reminding them of that every time it happens. Either way, I think it, you know, it's a pre-existing situation in a number of factors, so I'd be recommending favorable, whether it was a variance or special permit.
I think it's good.
I will as soon as they make a decision. Pleasure of the board?
I'll move to send it favorable to the ZBA.
Motion by Lena for favorable. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Joe. Any further discussion? Here or not? All in favor? Opposed? Unanimous? May I have both of your letters, please? Johnny, can I have your letter as well? No, just the whole packet, please. The whole packet, Johnny, if you don't mind.
No, just one letter.
Take the whole packet. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay,
I think they're gonna continue without opening.
beg your pardon?
I think they're gonna continue without opening. He should be.
Well, let her announce it, and he can decide that
Yep.
when you're ready.
On Tuesday, June 6, 2017, in Room 3 of the Milford Town Hall, 52 Main Street, the Milford Planning Board will, at times designated, conduct public hearings regarding the following: application of Snowflake LLC for a special permit to construct Whitewood Preserve, planned residential development consisting of 29 detached single-family residential units on 35.18 acres lying northerly off Whitewood Road and westerly off Reservoir Road. Assessors map 23, block 111, lot 6C, RC zone.
Is the applicant in the room? Good evening.
Good evening.
Just for clarity purposes, there is one member missing. obviously have the option to continue if you'd like, in hopes of having a full accompaniment, or that you can obviously start knowing that if he does come in at any time, he's no longer able to sit on this segment. Just wanted to give you your options before I
So,
start.
good evening, my name's Peter Lavoy, I work with Gary here in Halnon. I'm the project engineer on the project, and I'm with Kevin Lobiso, who is the owner of Milford LLC. And because of that reason, well, we would like to continue
Okay.
to your July 11th meeting, and I have the extension
Without opening the hearing.
without opening the
So-
hearing. And just also let you know that we are in front of, we want to get our sewer permit approval, so that was the second reason why.
That's well within your rights. Just so everyone is here in attendance specific to this, the applicant is requested to continue this meeting to the July 11th for two reasons. One, that one of our members is not here, and the second is that they want to pursue their option of obtaining sewer permitting. With that said, again, it will be continued to July 11th. Assume again at 7:01, it may be 7:05, but you will not be getting any additional notification. That's why I'm just wanting everyone to know. Again, it's continued to July 11th.
Since everybody's here, can we
No.
discuss this matter at
I
all?
can't because I didn't open it, and I apologize, but that's well within their right, and you'll regrettably have to wait till July 11th.
Can you answer just, what is a special permit? What does that mean?
I can explain it to him after the meeting.
What does that mean?
Okay.
They're applying for a special permit. A special permit to do what exactly?
I can answer this really quickly.
Okay.
Based on the tract of land that he has, which is what, 38 acres, 35 acres, my apologies, he's opting to do a planned residential community, which is what the special permit represents. A planned residential community, just so you know, is capped out at two-bedroom homes that are either attached or detached. This one specifically is detached. So instead of trying to build a typical subdivision, whereas you could have a 4 or 5-bedroom home, he's opted to do a 2-bedroom planned residential. That's what the special permit represents.
Is that affordable housing?
No, it is not. Planned residential.
Okay.
Just for clarity purposes.
Ignorant, so-
No, you're not ignorant. It's a perfectly legitimate question. Just so you have perhaps a perhaps better understanding, similar to what the Walden Woods is. I'm not suggesting that his layout is the exact same, but in theory, that is not a 40B, that is not affordable homes. That was initially designed, again, under the special permit guise of an over 55, and it is now changed, it is no longer deed restricted to age. But just so you have a better, perhaps, understanding of what it may resemble, again, I just give you that as a sense, that's all.
So planned residential and it's 2-bedroom.
Yes.
I have another question.
I don't mean to be rude, but my problem is that I did not open the meeting, so I don't want to be specific because I don't have details to be able to answer other than a quick generic question that you asked.
Call the office, call the planning office in the morning and I can answer.
Well, we can,
all
we
your-
can,
No,
we can
you
answer,
ask
we can
it. No,
answer,
no,
we can
ma'am,
answer
ma'am.
it.
Ma'am, you're right here, you could ask the question, no, she's fine. She can ask the question, please ask, if
We
it's
have
a,
an off-the-record conversation, right?
My question
Hold on, sir, I'm
was,
just-
I was just, somebody sent me the map
yes?
today, and the map is so odd. There is, I see some of my neighbors in it, and, where I would live is people who've never lived in that spot, so what does that mean?
I can't speak to that, because
Talk to the planner about that?
because now I don't have a copy of the map, so I cannot speak to that.
Just curious,
No,
as
no,
to
no.
why it seems so odd.
Again, I can't speak to that because he didn't open it and I don't have the map.
All right,
Okay?
yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out, and again, we'll see you July 11th.
That too, that's
Thanks for causing trouble. I'll remember this.
You told me you were gonna do that, I could've stayed home.
Any other business? I do have one item. If you'll indulge me for a quick second. I'll try to be very quick. I don't know.
You want this one, Larry?
Good, how are you?
I apologize. Please take it outside as we have to continue.
Sorry.
I don't know if anyone else received any questions or complaints relative to, I guess, a letter that came out from the building department in correlation to signs. And although I'm not gonna, we're not supposed to get brand specific, I will specify that it was correlating to the Support Milford Police. And I think people's interpretation of the sign was one was allowable, and they didn't realize that one of those is not allowable.
No, it isn't.
So, I'm pointing this out because what I'm telling you is, I think that either we need to consider an alternative or be confronted with, next town meeting, you're going to get an amendment, whether we support it or not. So I would rather be in front of this
Yeah.
and not behind it, so I just want to mention it. And again, I believe that a lot of people received a letter.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe a lot of people were upset. And again, I just think that we need to get ahead of this.
Just wanna, where did you get this letter?
I did not receive, I don't have such a sign in my house.
Oh, okay,
I'm just something for us to consider.
okay.
That I believe that you'll see another amendment, so I would prefer to perhaps have a conversation about it with us.
Absolutely.
So it's just something that, if you want to put
Yeah.
on the agenda at some point for
Well,
consideration.
we can talk about it. I mean,
That's
I
all
don't,
I'm
but
asking for.
I don't, yeah, I mean, if we wanna talk about it, I don't see any reason to change. I think it was pretty clear at town meeting, we said, we're not gonna talk about what's on the sign.
I don't think you're gonna defeat the second one, Larry, and I could be wrong. I don't have a crystal ball, but I think I have an obligation to at least mention it.
Are we still on?
Yes. I think we still have an obligation to mention it, and then, we can have a discussion. That's all I'm asking for.
We need to discuss it,
Okay,
yeah.
that's all. I just want it on the agenda in the future. I mean, it doesn't have to be till September if you don't want it. I don't, but just something to talk about.
I think that's a good idea.
All right? Any other subject?
The other thing I was thinking about is the town meeting, how long it went, and hoping that there's going to be some kind of a change, because it was ridiculous.
Well, that's not our call.
I know that, but I just wanted to mention it.
Well, maybe they'll have some time restraints on
They should,
talkers, but anyhow. Take a motion for adjournment. Motion by Lena, seconded by John. Any further discussion here or not? Thank you and good night.